Hi everybody, how you doing today? It's Steve on the Guru Brew. Today I'd like to tell you how to take one of these. It's a disc. This one happens to be from Dell, but it's an operating system disc, and this comes with your computer when you usually buy it new. More and more discs are not coming with the computers, and you have to buy them separately, but a few of the manufacturers still throw them in for free, if not a couple bucks. So I'm going to show you how to dig this out of your drawer today, stick it in your computer, and renew the operating system, and you'll have a computer almost brand new. The downside to using this disc is we're going to, in this exercise, erase everything on the computer. So that means if you have anything on the computer that you want saved, make sure you get it off and put it on another flash drive or you know, a little device like this that can save data. Put one of these in and save it off to that, and then you can use this lesson. So if you're ready, let's learn how to install an operating system and refresh an OS, all from manufactured disk. Coming up on this edition of the Guru Brew. Okay, the first thing you want to do, besides taking the data off your computer, like I mentioned, because it will be erased, make sure you back that up. I'm not going to go over that in this exercise. We're just going to go for it, is to identify the disk that you need to restore your operating system back to normal. Now, like I said, this is a Dell computer, but it doesn't matter if you have a Compact or an Acer or an HP. It just doesn't matter. This procedure will work the same for all computer manufacturers. The only thing that may change is the look of this disk, because this is made for Dell. And this will reinstall Windows Vista Home Premium. And if you look on the side of your computer, there will be a sticker. Let me come over here and show you the sticker for this one. This is also the computer that we're going to be reinstalling here on my bench. Anyway, this is the sticker that matches that disk. And you can see where it says Dell Vista Home Basic right there on that sticker. Anyway, this is the computer we're going to be restoring. It's a Dell. It's Inspiron 530. So, you know, the first step is to make sure that you have the right disk. Now, there may be other disks that you have that came with your system, such as printer disk and program disk, and perhaps even a driver disk. And if you have the driver disk, that can also be very useful, so put that aside as well. But what we're looking for is the actual disk that matches the OS sticker on the case. And if you can match that up, like I just showed you here, then you're good to go, and this is the correct disk to use. So let's go over to the machine and put it in and get started. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is open up the CD tray, because what we want to do is we need to turn on this machine to open up the CD tray, but then we want to turn it off again immediately because we want it to start up with this disk. So what I like to do is turn it on. I guess it would help if I plugged mine in. Plug it in, or yeah, turn it on, and then immediately open up the drive, and then put this inside. Then we can turn it off again. So what I've done is just turn it on long enough to get my disk in real quick, and then shut it back off. Okay, here's the trick to the next part. Come over to your computer keyboard and locate F12, and my F12's here. And the reason why I say to locate that is because when I turn this on, I'm going to immediately start pushing at that F12. So let's do that now. On, F12. And I'm just watching the screen here. This will bring up, you can stop tapping now as soon as something comes up on the screen. After this has come up, you will end up with this screen here. And this is asking me what I'd like to boot from. Now, normally when your computer is running normal, you just boot from the hard disk. But we want to boot from that CD that we just put in the drive. So you're going to use your arrow keys here, and you're going to come on down till you see where it says CD-ROM, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to use the enter key, and then it says press a key, so I'm going to do that now. And what's happening is it's reading that DVD that I just put in the drive up here, instead of booting off the hard disk like it normally does. And you can see that it's loading up the files here. So as soon as this screen changes, I will be back. Well, this is the first screen that I got. Now keep in mind, this will work, this procedure will work for any operating system. If you have Windows 8 or Windows 7 or XP, it really doesn't matter as long as we're booting off the disk. Now this one says Windows Vista. So, you know, we're just going to use our common sense here. We're going to pick the right language. We're going to pick the right currency and the keyboard. And mine's English US. So let's just click the next button to continue. And, you know, here's some stuff here, that things you should know about before you do this. And one of those things that they're going to warn you about is this will delete everything on your hard drive. So let's hit the install now button. Okay, so the first thing that comes up is the licensing agreement. You just want to accept the licensing agreement and hit next. Okay, so we're at this screen now, and they're asking about partitions and where I would like to install Windows. And you may have more or less than 2 different choices here. The main thing to know at this point is to choose your largest disk, and something that perhaps says disk 0 on it. So in my case, this is the one here. The 222.8, because it's larger than this one. This is a recovery partition. It's a little out of the scope of this class, so we're just I'm gonna tell you just to go ahead and pick the largest one. At that point, you're going to want to hit this button here that says to format, and this is warning me that everything on this disk will be gone. And then I'm okay in that. Okay, so that's finished. As soon as that has finished, then hit next. And then you'll see that it's starting to copy Windows. And this will take some time, so I will be back as soon as this finishes. But first I wanted to say, if you do not do the step about the formatting, the partition, what will happen is it will just try to fix the install of Windows on the disk. So make sure that you do format, and again, make sure that you back up everything on that hard drive before you do this, because it will be gone. Okay, this is still going. And when it finishes up or something new has changed, I will be back. Okay, well, this screen came up after the install. It went through about 20-25 minutes worth of stuff, and then it finally came up to this screen where I'm supposed to choose a username and a picture. So I went ahead and put my customer's username there, and I'm going to go ahead and just pick him a picture. I'll give him a robot, I guess. And now, it is recommended that you put a password here. Because this is not my computer, I'm going to leave that part out, but if you're doing this for yourself, certainly use a password and do remember it. Hit the next key. Okay, it's asking you to select a desktop background, and I'm just going to give them probably this one here. Doesn't really matter, you can change this stuff later. And next. Now keep in mind, this is Vista, and if you're using Windows 7 or XP, the questions are going to be a little bit different, and you're just going to have to read things and make rational decisions on just experience. It's not tough to do if you just read the questions. It's asking me about protection for Windows. I always choose the recommended settings here at the top. And then you want to set your time zone, so I'm going to do that for my customer here. And make sure you check the time and the date, make sure everything's fine there. and then click the next button here. And I'm getting a thank you, so let's start this. Now my desktop is going to start building and all the icons are going to come up. This is going to take a few minutes, so as soon as it finishes filling in and it stops and asks for my input, then I will be back. So it's just getting the job done now. I'll be back. Well, the computer finished installing the software and went through several minutes of blinking screens and whatnot. Now it's settled down, it's on the desktop, and it looks like all is well. So at this point, what we can do is check to make sure that all the system drivers are in place, and we can click the System Maintenance tab up above. So we want to click this System tab here, and then what we're looking for is something called the Device Manager. We click that here. Continue. And as we look down through this Device Manager, we can see that those two yellow explanation points, one's on Ethernet controller and the other one's on MS or SM bus controller. So that means that I need the drivers for those two items, and it just so happens that the Ethernet is also the internet. And so to finish up this install, I am going to have to go to another computer and download the Ethernet and the SM bus controller for this machine from Dell, and then bring it over on a flash drive or other portable data holding solution, and then install these drivers from that. So let's go to another machine, get on the Dell website, look up this Inspiron 530 and get those two drivers. Okay, so I've moved to a different computer so I can show you how to get these drivers that I need. The main one is to get the Ethernet cable so I can hook this Inspiron 530 up to the internet and get any other updates that need to be taken, such as service packs. And there was also that bus controller in there that I'm not really sure what that is, but usually a motherboard download will take care of any SMS buses. So the trick to using the manufacturer site and getting the drivers that you need is to go to the support section of the manufacturer. Now I've brought up Dell and I've clicked on the support tab, and I'm just going to follow this through. Now this works with other types of computers too. If you have a compact, go to the compact site. If you got a HP, go to the HP site. But use the support tab and then go to the drivers and then start selecting through. I'm going to pick the desktop icon here. I know I have an Inspiron, so I'm going to click on it. And mine is the 530 Inspiron, which is here, and it even shows a little picture of it. So I can click on that. And then what I have to do is tell it what kind of operating system I have. And I have a Vista on that one. So I am going to go to this driver and download tab here. So I brought up the Inspiron 530 drivers and downloads here. And if you look, these are the downloads for the Vista 32-bit operating system. That's the one I want. Now if it wasn't, let's say I had XP or I had Windows 7 on this machine, I could click this tab here and then change my operating system. So that's kind of important there. So what I'm looking for down through this list is I'm looking for the Ethernet controller, or the they call it network on here. So I'm opening up the network tab here, and I'm just looking down through here and seeing what sounds like what I need. And if you look, this is for a Realtek network connection for this 530 card. Okay, that could be it. Here's another one for a Realtek network driver. That could be it too. And then this one says wireless card, so that's probably not it. This one says some wireless information as well as this one. So the only two that would probably work would be these first two, and it's probably the top one here, because usually they put the ones that you need first at the top. So I have this little flash drive, this little USB drive here, and I'm just going to put it into my computer here. Okay, so I plugged in my USB flash drive and I've got it up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click these two and download them and put them on my flash drive. Download file. Save. Now I just need to find my flash drive here. It's called D. And then as soon as I do the first one, I'm also going to get that second one, because that could also be I'm just not sure at this point, so I'm going to get them both. Okay, I've downloaded them. I've got them both here. I'm going to take this USB, I'm going to go back over to the computer we're working on and install these drivers next. I didn't get the SMS bus yet, but I can get that online after we get our internet working. Okay, that's next. Okay, so I'm back on my computer and I have my flash drive that I made here. And you can see that I'm trying to connect my Ethernet controller problem here. So I'm going to go ahead and put my flash drive in this computer. Open up to view. And I'm going to go ahead and click on this one here. Continue. Continue. It's supposedly going to load up this Intel network card that I need. Next, accept the agreement. I just need the drivers. Install. So your situation may vary on what drivers you do or do not have, but the technique is the same. Finish. You just go to the manufacturer site and fill in the missing blanks on the drivers by looking through the device manager and finding out what it is that you need. Okay, that seemed to install fine. Let's go back to the system tab here and our device manager. And now you can see that the Ethernet is no longer in this list, which is good. It means it's working. And the only thing left is this SMS bus. But the reason why I didn't worry about the SMS bus too much is because once I get my Ethernet, which is my network or my internet, I can go ahead and just download it from here, and I don't have to worry about transferring it on a flash card. So yes, I do have the internet. It's working fine. So the next step in this install is to go ahead and open up my Windows updater. So I want to see the menu for that. It's my menu. Plus this has an old Explorer on here. I'm going to have to update a lot of things. That's the thing, when you take programs from a disk, the disk is going to be older, so you're going to have updates that you're going to have to get. And what I do is go to Tools inside Internet Explorer, go down to Windows Update, which is here, and go ahead and just take the updates. Now this can take hours, and it really can. First you have to check for them, and then it will install, and then you'll have to check again and install. I've actually had Vistas take 3 or 4 hours. So this is not a quick process, but it's a thorough process. And eventually you will get it to the point where it says there are no more updates. And you will see that my first check, there'll probably be a couple, and on the second try there might be 100. And then on the third there might be 50, and like that. So when something new happens, I will be back. I'm just going to take these updates. So yes, you can see there's 106 important updates to take right now, and my device manager is still showing this SM bus controller as needing to be taken care of. But we're not really worried about that for the second. We're just trying to get all our updates in order, and then as soon as the updates are finished, perhaps it'll just fix itself. So we're gonna just go ahead and sit here and take some time with this, install up all the updates. There's no reason for me to record it all. I'm sure you've taken updates before, and as soon as something exciting and new happens, we'll be back. I just wanted to give you an update on the installing updates for this Vista. It's been running for quite a while. I would say about an hour and a half now, and you can see that out of 106 updates I've had 85 of them, and there may be more to come after that, but that's this batch of updates. So I just am giving you an update and to let you know that this process can take a while, and the best thing that I find to do is just set it on a table and keep an eye on it and keep yourself busy, and don't wait on it, because you'll drive yourself crazy waiting on updates. I think that Vista operating system takes longer than just about any other operating system that I've dealt with as far as taking updates. It seems like it's timed out to go slower or something. I'm not really sure why, but I have noticed that it does take quite a bit longer. Okay, as soon as something exciting happens, I'll be back. Okay, well, it's been about 3.5 hours since I started this updating, and I think I'm at the point right now where it doesn't need any more updates. If I go to my Internet Explorer and then come up to the Tools here at the top, come on down to Windows Updates, you can see right there where it says that Windows is up to date. There are 3 more additional updates to take, but it's not security related, so we're not going to worry about them as long as the computer's working fine. I did want to show you, if you remember, the SM bus controller was at the beginning of this exercise not functioning properly. So let's go back to the control panel and see how that's doing now. Go to the system. There's our system and the device manager. Continue. So the SM bus controller is no longer in this list, which means that it's tucked away safe and happy, and it is fully functioning. So this computer is now put back to normal. Everything's back to the defaults, the way that it came out of the factory. The only thing left to do is to come up here to the browser and type in Microsoft Security Essentials, and this is our antivirus, and you're looking for the free download from Microsoft there. And you don't have to use this one, but this is the one I recommend. And I have a full installation video if you want to look back through my my channel videos. I'm just letting you know that I think you should put something on your machine. So that's what you should do now, is go ahead and load up this Microsoft Security Essentials, and you'll be good to go. So hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Guru Brew. To recap about what we did is we reinstalled Windows Vista on this Dell Inspiron 530 through the disk. And the way that we did that is we put the disk in the drive, and then we turned on the machine, we pressed F12, and then we booted from the CD. We followed the prompts, we did the install, and then we took updates. And then we found out what devices were missing. We went to another machine. We got those devices, mainly the Ethernet, so the internet would work. We brought them back over on a flash card. We put them in the machine. We got our internet working. We took about 3.5 hours worth of updates, and the machine is now back to normal and fully updated. So that's a lot of stuff, but this machine, software-wise, is just like brand new. So, okay guys, hope you got some use out of this. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thanks again for everything, and have yourself a good one. We'll see you next time. Hey guys, this is Steve. Thanks for watching. Hey, don't forget to subscribe if you like this video, and be sure to rate and comment. See ya.